to see everyone here today. My name is Michael Wheeler. I am the originator, designer, and director of Roof Asset Management. So the whole idea is you want your roof in a good fashion to look like this versus you don't want it to look like this. And this truly is a roof in Morrisville, North Carolina. Here's what you have on your roof. Really, it's just a bunch of money. In some fashion, it's the value of whatever you spent on that asset that's on the top of your building, which, by the way, has a greater impact on the function of that building than anything else after it's built, with the exception of structural failure. So we'll go back to the idea, let's talk about asset management. It's a whole systematic approach of how you deploy and how you manage that asset. So that's our goal. What's the most common ideas when we start talking about asset management? You think of a financial asset manager. Well, that's still pretty parallel because we're talking about that your roof has a certain dollar value. So what's the difference between maintenance, asset management? What is our approach? Do we do them the same way? Is it the same thing? And my answer is no, and I'll illustrate it with this. With this Bugatti at $1.9 million, that's asset management. With this Cabriolet that's $18,000, you approach it really from a maintenance standpoint. Very, very significant difference between the two. You do not take care of both in exactly the same way at all because of the value. What's the customer looking for? The roof to last longer. But then they're also really looking realistically to not have any leaks. Those are obviously anybody's hot button. So what's the difference in perspective? The owner thinks, stop the leaks and make the roof last longer. So a customer's finally convinced that they spent a lot of money on their roof and they're thinking about it. So they're recognizing that fact. It's worth a lot of money. So you do the maintenance in the typical fashion that most people do. Then you paid some money to get started and you continue to pay for regular maintenance as time goes along every year. You still have leaks along the way and you still pay some more to have those leaks repaired. And they call and say, well, why isn't the plan working? Well, my first response is that the plan's not working because there really wasn't a plan. So, in realistic terms, from an NRCA study and the American Institute of Plant Engineers, that if you properly maintain any good, decent, applied roof system, that you can extend the useful life with proper maintenance and repairs from 30 to 100% longer on its expected useful life. Key asset management, keys to success. The initial inspection is the make or break point of a really quality, good evaluation of a roof asset. Qualified inspector. It can't just be anybody because you have to know what you're looking for. The evaluation of the conditions kind of come down to, okay, what are the options? What can you do? Is it too late? You do a report that simply is conveying the information. It's explaining what was found, what the condition is currently, and whether or not something can be done to extend the useful life. It gives you the options or the choices about how do you accomplish this goal of keeping the roof that you have. You want the information obviously to be good and accurate because the whole point is the more accurate the information and the options, the better it is for you to be able to make a good decision about where to go from here. Last very important component is the warranty service contract or the leak-free warranty. If we do a plan and it's a good plan and you trust us, that's great, but we back it up by giving you a leak-free warranty to go along and continue to do the maintenance that the roof needs. So, advantages of roof asset management. So these are just some of the basic key points that help you to kind of start to place the value in roof asset management. The detailed report, you get a complete portfolio overview of the roofs that you have, their conditions, where they need to go, what your budget might be in the future, those kind of things. A single source responsibility, so you can come to us in RoofNet to determine what's there, what needs to be addressed, what is going forward, what are the best choices, what are the alternatives that you do have. Real-time information, it's all online, budgets, forecasting, extend the useful life of the roof, and not only track but defer those big-time capital expenses for replacing the roof to a planned out expenditure. So some benefits, you're up to date, you know what's going on, better decisions and more information, reducing your expenditures, put off that capital money. But realistically, by what we're doing, you get a 200 to 300% return on your money. Who's going to turn that down? So, and then last but not least, you get the leak-free warranty service if it's a real plan. So asset management and maintenance, the whole point is it's problem solving, it's management of your roofs, extending the roof life, a whole warranty compliance plan, because most people are unaware of the fact that a manufacturer's warranty has a requirement that you do ongoing maintenance, even if it's minimal, and it has to be documented. The whole point is that you could void your warranty if you're not doing it. The whole yearly budget forecasting is now under control. You can look ahead and know where you are going to be and where the expenditures are going to have to come. And then all of it's online. You get a very high return on your investment, and you get the leak-free warranty service contract. So let's talk about an example. This is a technology business that is in Research Triangle Park, North Carolina, and started taking care of it 10 or more years ago. And at the time, it was 19 years old, is in pretty good shape, 38,000 square feet approximately. Replacement cost is $450 plus or minus. And then, so from years 1 to 9, they spent $34,800. And over the past 16 years, the total cost was $40,000. So they spent a little bit more. Okay, so even just looking at that, you get a pretty good idea that it was well worth it. But let's look further. So here's the construction. Then we have some views of the roof before it was repaired. So it wasn't in terrible shape, but it had some weaknesses. The flashings at the walls, the metal on the coping, lots of little detail things that were deteriorating. Pitch pockets that were poorly sealed and not protected. So they're repaired. The coping, a heavy gauge aluminum, was moving and all the joints were coming open all the time. So the net result is it was repaired. So another example, a golf resort in Arizona, typical Western construction that has a modified cap sheet. It was approximately 15 years old at the time. The replacement value was almost $400. And we determined that it would be effective to do a coating system application on the roof. So here's the basic construction. And here are some overview shots of what the roof looked like. From this view, it doesn't really look too bad, but when you look closer, you begin to see the various repair work that's been done. You see how worn the cap sheet has been. And then you see this other roof cement everywhere where they've been trying to doctor it up to take care of leaks, which obviously is getting more and more extensive because they're having problems. So we started doing the repair work first, obviously, and then continued to work our way through that up into the point of getting the complete coating installation done. They're in good shape for 10, 15 more years, even out in Arizona. Lots of good. So the key concepts is that who are we talking about dealing with? So it would be anybody who has a roof asset that's enough money that they should care about it. And that's most everybody. Why? Is because it's worth a lot of money. And so are you going to just let it go down the drain? Or are you going to actually spend a little bit of money to maintain it in order to make your investment even more valuable? So, and how we do that is with RoofNet and a plan with us, Teamcraft Roofing.
For more information, visit our website.